Alright, we're redoing this video because I was way too tired last night and I just realized that it was just way too boring listening to monotone uh, Broly speak on things. So here we are. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Why are the bosses broken? Oh man. Alright, so we're gonna dive into this, okay? And the reason we're gonna dive into this is because I know Digital Eclipse isn't going to do anything about this, but this is widely why I will not play this game. Because you get these dipshits like Shinryu Master, Goki, RCX 3001, among all the other morons that play this game and can't take a loss. The minute they lose with Noob Saibot or whatever character that they run to, normally a Mortal Kombat 2 character because they're, broken, they immediately run to these four, and typically it's these two, which is funny because these two are the best. But they typically run to Motaro or Kintaro. And I mean they're simple enough to take down. I mean Motaro is way harder to fight than Kintaro, and that's just because Motaro has projectile invincibility on pretty much about 97% of projectiles in the game. There are some that will get him, but regardless, we're here to talk about why the bosses are broken. Now, anybody with half of a brain would walk themselves into the corner with a boss, especially Motaro, and they would just block. And you would go, why would they do that? Well, I'm going to record, but I'm going to show, like, let's say Cabal is pressuring me, and I'm blocking. In block stun, the bosses can throw. And every single boss has a throw infinite. This is an infinite. There's nothing you can do about it. So, you go, okay, so I just won't get next to Motaro. Well, boom, that's 23% damage. And he can just block, do it again, block, do it again. And then, let's say you start jumping. Motaro has options, right? There's other reasons why the boss characters are broken. Once again, they all have this universal loveliness of not being able to be comboed during the first two hits of a combo. So I'm going to have Cabal just do this. And that. All right. I can block. I'm not blocking yet. I can block. Alright, and then I'm going to wait for him to do his ground combo, which should be right here. I can block. After two hits. You can block after one, but simple human reaction, you can block after one hit of a combo or two hits. So you might be saying, what can Cabal do? Well, you can slow jab infinite, which is difficult. Alright, give me a second. Alright, so Motaro can't really do anything about any of the bosses really can't do anything about this. So you can block and hope that the corner pushes you out, but as you can see, you better hope that there's a slight screw up if you're playing a boss, which you shouldn't be because that's bitch shit. But typically when that happens, you can sit there and you can spam throw. And as you see, you can get a throw. And the minute they throw you in the corner, and all they gotta do is they just gotta keep hammering on X. And if they're able to get a throw off, you're in the throw infinite. And again, every boss character has this. So you might be saying, what can you do? against boss characters? Well, you can't do anything. Simply put, there is no real counter to Motaro other than Shao Kahn. And since Motaro has incredible walk speed, if you're playing cat and mouse and you're chasing Motaro down, if Shao Kahn jumps or anything like that, Motaro can just fireball. Or he can walk forward punch or walk forward kick. Motaro really is the best boss character in this game. So my best advice is just don't play Mortal Kombat Trilogy. The game sucks anyway. It does. This game sucks. Play Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, it's way better. People who play this game only play it because then they can run to boss characters and they can sit there and they can just dog on people with completely broken characters that can't be comboed and have throw infinites and all this other bullshit. You might have seen me on this game when people pick boss characters. You know, they pick anything other than Motaro and even Shao Kahn in certain circumstances because Shao Kahn has invulnerability on his knee. You might see me just sit there and spam this because there's nothing they can do. They get locked down. Goro and Kintaro, the minute a fireball hits them from either Goro or Kintaro, they get locked down. Goro can also do the spin infinite, and you can kill every boss other than Motaro. And you're like, why not Motaro? Because it doesn't juggle Motaro. It doesn't put Motaro in the air. The only way to get Motaro is if the Motaro player jumps. And I think that unless you're incredibly stupid, you're not going to jump with Motaro. You're just going to walk back and forth. Motaro's walk speed is incredible. See, that's all it does. And Motaro can block and then punish. If you catch Motaro jumping, it's a weird little apex. But yeah, most of the time knocks him to the ground. It's very rare to get another one. But yep, and then if you shoot a fireball at Motaro, well, that happens. Nothing you can do. You can just kill yourself, I guess. But yep, there you go, people. That's why the boss characters are broken. They do insane damage. They cannot be comboed. They have throw infinites in the corner, and anybody who's playing smart with a boss is just going to force themselves into a corner. And then you have Motaro, who has projectile invulnerability on 97% of the projectiles. You can do that, and then you just got to uppercut. I believe, yeah. Yeah, that goes away instantly. So the only thing you can do, sorry about that, is you can do Ice Clone, but you can't combo them. The only thing you can do is uppercut, jump away. You gotta play mind games. Yep, he walks into it. Sub-Zero and Raiden are going to be your best bet if you want to try and fight these idiots that pick these characters. But that's it. I don't know if I'm going to do any more tutorial videos. I'm debating on just shutting her down and only playing with homies on this game because the online community is full of fucking children that want to cry and complain 24/7, send hate mails, send death threats. But anyway, guys, if you want to see more Mortal Kombat content, you got to let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Just ring that bell and just let me know. I'll see you in the next video.